then no one should be crossing the aisles during the procession. No one. Thank you very much.
Said I feel those seeds that you sow. It's time to come to your seed. Walk into your seed. I believe we're in a time when God's going to bless the saints. Those who have stayed, those who have prayed, He's gonna fulfill promises. For I heard the Spirit say, it's your time, the way is long. Walk into your seat. Thank you, Jesus. Said I feel it. those seeds that you sow, you're gonna come into your seeds, walk into your seed. Oh, I feel that seeds everywhere. Said I feel those seeds that you sow. It's time to come to your seed. Walk into your seed. We're in a time when God's gonna bless the saints. Those who have stayed, those who have prayed, He's gonna fulfill the promise. For I heard the Spirit say, it's your time, the way is over. Walk into your seat. Thank you, Jesus. Said I feel it. Oh, see when you sow, you're gonna come into your seed. Walk into your
Di klase.
It's time to come to your sea. Walk into the sea. I believe we're in time when God's gonna bless us. Those who stay, those who pray, He's gonna fulfill the promises. For I heard the Spirit say, it's your time. The way is over. Walk into your seat. Oh,
from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land, we pledge our lives to thee. Ere every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Ere every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Remain standing, please.
Shall we bow our heads and close our eyes as we invite God's presence with us this morning? Our kind Father in heaven, we thank you in a special way for the lives of these children here who we are about to celebrate. We thank you for some of them making 1 year, some 2, and some up to 5 years in this wonderful institution. Lord, today is a day of rejoicing, so we're asking you in a special way to come and rejoice with us this morning. In Jesus' wonderful name we pray. Amen.
Today we come to the end of a very special journey for all of these students before us. This journey began on September, or rather in September 2001, for most of them. Our journey began with different emotions. Some of them good, some of them not so good, especially when you had to deal with certain students. However, because of our spiritual base, most of the negativity was shed. We now have scripture reading.
Our scripture reading for this morning is taken from Philippians chapter 3, verse 14. Philippians chapter 3, verse 14. And I will read in your hearing. I press toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Jesus Christ. This was taken from the New King James Version. May the Lord add his blessings to the reading.
That is our base. At Caribbean Union College Secondary School, our base is a spiritual one. So we calmed their fears and their emotions with scripture first. And then we welcomed them. We opened our arms to each of them and took them in as our own. And to do that, we needed a strong arm to govern them. And that took the form of different individuals. Firstly, Mrs. Taylor, and then, yes, I think that is Miss, oh, it's so good to see you. Very well. It took the form initially of Mrs. Taylor, and then when she fell sick, it took the form of Mr. Hislop. And these individuals governed them and shaped them into the individuals that we are sending out into the world after today. So now we would like to call on Mr. Hislop to give them, I guess, his final words.
You know, I stand here and you have a whole prelude of names and positions that you will give before you start to see anything that you usually start to see on occasions like these. And I wonder where to start. Madam Principal, Chairman of the Board, representatives, South Caribbean Conference, representatives, Parent Teachers Association of Caribbean Union College Secondary School, representatives, University of the Southern Caribbean, parents, teachers, specially invited guests, graduates, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and if I missed anyone, and any other life form. Good morning. You know, what does a principal say when a principal has to talk to such an illustrious gathering? Well, a principal can choose to say lots of things. But this morning I don't want to say much, because today is not about what Mr. Hislop has to say. Today is about the 120 students we have seated here in front of us this morning. And firstly, I want to congratulate them for completing. You know, a lot of people start, but some people fall by the way. So I first want to congratulate them for completing their journey. Whenever that journey would have started, it has come to a change point at this time. And I want to congratulate them for getting this far. The journey might have ended in terms of Caribbean Union College Secondary School, but the journey of life continues, and it continues for as far, as high, as wide as we desire for it to. You know, they would have chosen some very appropriate captions to work with the theme, the motto, and the scripture that they would have chosen. The theme, like a baby eagle learning to fly, success is attained only if you try. And these students, more than anyone else, would understand what that means. They knew why they would have chosen that particular phrase as their theme. The motto, perseverance, wisdom, and knowledge equals success. And any student who passes through CUC secondary school and does not come to that realization has not been coming to school. Perseverance, wisdom, and knowledge equals success. You know, one of the important parts of the journey as a secondary school would be the academic achievements of that secondary school. And during the last school year, that's the one prior to this one, I just want to highlight some information about the CXC results. We would have had 3 subjects that would have obtained 100% passes, 3 subjects that would have obtained between 90 to 100% passes, 4 subjects that would have obtained between 80 and 90% passes, 4 subjects that would have obtained between 70 80%, and all of that would have been higher than 78%. So that if we do a total at that point, we would have 14 subjects that would have had 78% or higher in terms of their success rate. And if we want to take the other subjects that would have come from 50% and above, of the 23 subjects that, and we are still awaiting some final results on one of those subjects which we believe would total 100%. We have 19 subjects, that would have performed in excess of 50%. And that does not come by sitting idly by. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the teachers, the parents, and the students who worked hard. We don't know what this group is going to do for us, but we know that as the motto would have said, perseverance, wisdom, and knowledge equals success. That is something that I want you as students to keep with you as you move from this point onward. We would have shared a lot of happy times together. And you know, some of the students were asking me earlier in the week, last week as a matter of fact, if I would miss them. And students always ask that question, every time they leave an institution, as if the answer would be anything but no. Because that's what they always hear. No, we're not going to miss you. And but I must confess this morning that that answer was not a truthful answer to them. We will indeed miss this bunch of students, and they were a fantastic group of students. I really want to say that. We will indeed miss them. And from the school, we just want to wish them the best in every endeavor that they pursue after this point. I just want us to turn our attention to the screen, where we would pick up some things that may not have been said, but would have been part of the journey for this year, 2005, 2006. And you would notice that we have some gentlemen outside there in blue working right now while we are having fun. Hard work continues. We are in the process right now of relocating the technical drawing lab, and that project to the back there is what is going to is happening at this point in time. Hopefully that should be on stream for the new school year. All right, but we wanna extend thanks very much to the hype gentlemen who would have assisted, some of those guys who would have started. The guys you're seeing in the photographs actually right now are in Germany presently, furthering their education in their specific skills. All right, they are in Germany, but we have some younger gentlemen who would have taken up to continue the project after they would have gone out there. And I understand in addition to studying, they are enjoying the World Cup also. You know, there's the added benefit of being in Germany at this time when the World Cup is in progress. So all our reports from them are that they are having a fantastic time out there in Germany. So hopefully come September, that project is going to be complete, and that is where we will have our technical drawing lab and also computer science, and hopefully the other labs also, if we could get everything on site. So those of you looking on and probably could assist in whatever way. I mean, I know we're in graduation, but we will not refuse. We will not refuse. All right, so this is where we are at this point. Oh, this was some students. Actually, these students are in the graduating class right now. They were in the auditorium here. I don't know if they were actually practicing, but special music from chapel sessions and so on. We do have a lot of singers in this particular group, and they did provide a lot of beautiful music. Well, not only singers, musicians also, they did provide a lot of beautiful music. This was our week of prayer during the first term. Mr. Maitland on the piano there, doing his bit in week of prayer. The students and the week of prayer speaker. We had a female this time, one of the students at the University of the Southern Caribbean. All right. Oh yeah, these are just some shots from that. These are the students who would have received medals in inter-house sports this school year. And then this is our March Past team from inter-school sports. Right? Very sharp bunch of students there. Our supporters, the CUC supporters in inter-school sports, looking more than they actually were in this particular photograph. Oh, these are some shots of our home ec students. Yeah, our girls can cook, right? Our girls, and there we see some close-ups of a couple of the students, so that if they receive awards this morning for those subjects, you will know it is not mistakenly given. All right, this is just some shots of them. They and Miss Haynes. This was actually assignment that was completed for one of the SBA projects for this school year. All right, so these are Form 5 home economics students. Integrated science students, or young scientists. All right, these are the students in the current lab. Hopefully next year when we do show shots of our young scientists in the lab, it will be in a different venue. Retreat 2006. Well, CUC secondary is not complete without Form 5 retreat. And those students who did attend retreat really had a fantastic time. Those who did not, you missed a treat. or these are some of our teachers and students consuming the food that was provided at retreat. And it was good. Some technical drawing SBAs, I'm not sure how well you might be able to see the actual drawings themselves. All right, but these are some of the TD SBAs. We have some more, but we just selected a few. All right, and the boys who work with wood. And Mr. Carter is also there with them, and Leah. Mr. Carter, the woodwork teacher, and Leah, the attendant, the lab attendant in the woodwork department. They did some very beautiful projects this year, and if any of you are interested in securing a very beautiful medicine cabinet for your home, you can check any one of the Form 5 students who did woodwork. Mr. and Miss CUC 2006. Mr. and Miss CUC has become an integral part of the CUC program. This is a pageant that we have annually that is hosted by the Spanish students, who go after Margarita. Bible Football League 2006, and here are the champions. Right. The logo, mind you, there was done by Mr. Maitland, our resident art teacher. All right, 5A champions, Bible Football League 2006. So these guys are leaving with a victory under their belt. Those are just some views of what forms the experience at CUC Secondary. And we just wanted to share that with the parents and all the guests who made it their duty to be here today. I trust that we would continue enjoying our time together. And as I said again to you students, God's richest blessings and success in everything that you do.
As our students entered, some were naughty, or I would say miserable. Some displayed strong leadership qualities. Others were quiet, and some were extremely challenging. But they quickly learned the power of the palm. Which guided them to this final stage in their lives. However, some may view this stage differently. So we now call upon the representatives for Forms 1 and 2.
A pleasant good morning to our parents, guardians, specially invited guests, teachers, and our fellow classmates. My name is David Barker. It is my privilege to speak to you about our first 4-year experience at Caribbean Union College Secondary School. That was a new experience for us. We had to blend in with students whom we are meeting for the very first time. However, our class was different. Within a matter of 2 weeks, everyone became such good friends that one would believe that we had known one another all our lives. Our class had 2 form teachers, Mrs. Francis and Mrs. Bramble. To us, they were the very best form teachers. Mrs. Francis was also our English teacher, and Miss Bramble our Spanish teacher. Whenever Mrs. Francis was in our class, we had fun, real fun. She told us stories and also encouraged us to tell our favorite stories and jokes, which the class enjoyed. In Mrs. Bramble's class, we also had lots of fun. We enjoyed learning new Spanish words and expressions, but looked forward to the Spanish songs taught to us by her and her friend Mildred. Amid all the fun, we also got much work done. What was strange about Form 1 was that it seems as if all we did was to have fun. As a result, we always looked forward to school. Although the Form 1s were the only new kids on the block, we had to share the spotlight with the new principal, Mrs. Janice Taylor. Who came in at the same time as we did. Mrs. Taylor, you're one of the toughest women I have ever met. You are warm and pleasant. I can vividly remember an incident that took place between a student and myself. We were sent to your office for punishment. I thought I was about to be suspended, but the strangest thing happened. When I told you why I was sent, you knelt and prayed with me and sent me back to my class. I was so shocked that I tried very hard not to ever return to your office. It would take me days to recount our Form 1 experiences. However, that was the best introduction to secondary school that a student could ever have. We had teachers like parents away from home. I would not change the experience for anything else. Our journey to Form 2 continues.
Good morning. Greetings to our parents, guardians, our invited guests, teachers, and fellow classmates. I have been graced with this opportunity of relating to the parents and guests some of the more memorable times of Form 2. For the teachers, I'm sure, this period was very memorable. It was while we were in Form 2 that we thought that our adolescence had begun because our hormones were raging and out of control. Many a prayer must have been said by our parents at home and more so by our teachers here at school as they left that peaceful staff room and entered into the mayhem of our Form 2 classrooms. Form 2 could have safely been called the teachers' testing period, for it was during this time that the patience of our teachers was often severely tested, a test that some teachers would have passed, for a few other times when they cracked on us. Two of the teachers whom we thought were unable to control us were Mr. Hunt and Miss Gary. Unfortunately, they left us at the end of that school year. It was also in Form 2 that you, Mrs. Taylor, probably had the most exercise with your hands. For you applied many a beating to our gluteus maximus, making it very difficult to sit down afterwards. It was also while we were in Form 2 that Mr. Hislop joined the staff as vice principal. Shortly after he arrived, there was an incident which took place in our 2B classroom. Some of the students decided to turn the classroom into a disco. They were beating the desk while others rapped. To create the disco effect, another student flicked the light switch on and off. Mr. Islap, you immediately had a chance to show what you stand for, and you didn't waste it. You stormed into our disco, uninvited, switched on the lights, and I'm sure all those who faced your whip that day thought you were a very harsh administrator. Only later, did we realize that your strict disciplinary action was just a front in order to demand respect. We have since learned that you are just as cool as any other teacher, or even better. It was also in Form 2 that we also received a great teacher into our school, Mrs. Dikoto. I remember the very first day she taught in our classroom. She made Miss Taylor beat me for talking excessively. I remember saying to my friends, I don't like that lady, no. She make Miss Taylor beat me on she first day. However, my opinion of her has since changed. As our Form 5 IT teacher, she is dearly loved by all her students, including me. As I close, I say to our parents, guardians, and teachers, you might not instantly see the fruits of what you have done with us, but don't give up hope, because the results will be evident soon. May God grant CUC Secondary School all its greatest and richest blessings, so that this school will continue to prosper. Thank you.
Some of the special features that CUC Secondary is noted for, and the graduates will also know this, is our special singing and instrumental music.
This feature This feature has brought many different things into the lives of students at CUC Secondary. It has given them spiritual strength, and it has showed them one of the different aspects of Christianity that can be fun and that can enlighten their lives. So this feature will now be brought to us by Dana and Jonathan Sigelnetsky.
One of the distinct advantages of being so close to University of the Southern Caribbean, formerly Caribbean Union College, is that the multi-ethnic, multicultural, and very diverse population that is a part of the University of the Southern Caribbean is generally reflected in the population at CUC Secondary School. And those two students who just played are at CUC because their father works at the University of the Southern Caribbean. They are from Israel. We also have students, I should say we have Indian students. And let me say, when I say Indian, I don't mean in an ethnic context, but in a national context. We have students who are citizens or who are nationals of India at Caribbean Union College secondary schools. We have students from all of the Caribbean. We have students from the South American continent. We have students from the United States. This is an international school. It is an international school. We have students from Tobago and all. So I want to thank Siglinskis very much for that. We will have greetings at this time. You know, on these occasions, we have institutions and organizations who will bring greetings to the graduates. And I want to call them in this order. President of the school board. We have a representative, one of our school supervisors, Mr. Dyer, a representative from the Department of Education, South Caribbean Conference. We have representing University of the Southern Caribbean, Dr. McGarrell, Vice President, Administration, and the Parent and Teachers Association President, Mr. Yearwood. So we'll take those greetings in that order, and they will be brief greetings to us.
Chairpersons for this morning's proceedings, representative of the Education Department of the South Caribbean Conference, representative of the University of the Southern Caribbean, representative of the Caribbean Union Conference, Mrs. Taylor, Mr. Hislop, the acting principal, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduates. Today is your day. Today is your day. Let's put our hands together for these lovely young people. You have fought long and hard, and now you're moving on. So congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. So move on. Move on well. Move on to USC. Move on to UWI. Move on to Loma Linda University. Move on to UTT. Move on to your own business on Frederick Street. Move on and do your very best. Make people want to know where you came from. And when they ask, wow, who is she? Who is he? Tell them, I am from CUC. Congratulations. God bless you. And move on well.
Madam Principal, Mr. Acting Principal of CUC Secondary School, other platform personnel, guest speaker, Mrs. Wilshire, representative of the Ministry of Education, representatives of the University of Southern Caribbean, representatives of the school board, representatives of the Home and School Association, pastors, specially invited guests, students, and last but not least, members of this illustrious graduating class. I bring you greetings, congratulatory greetings on behalf of the Seventh-day Adventist Board of Education. It's a very happy occasion indeed to see so many of you wonderful young people graduating. You look really good out there. We know that it has been a year of hard work. And I really want to commend the teachers, many of whom are so young. There seems to be hardly a difference in appearance between some of them and the graduates. But they're worth their salt. You have worked hard to prepare them for the CXC examinations. And no doubt they will make good grades. Unfortunately, CXC or any of the ordinary examinations, or I should say the mainstream examinations, be it NCSE, CAPE, or CSEC or whatever, fail to tap into the affective domain of teaching and learning. That is to say, the area that deals with values and attitudes. You know, they test mainly the cognitive skills and the psychomotor. But that area that deals with preparation in terms of attitude towards life and that Christocentric approach which we as Seventh-day Adventists uphold and take is not tested. The real test for education or learning in that domain is after you would have left the halls of CUC Secondary School. The way you behave, the way you carry yourselves, your conduct, what you engage yourself in. We operate 3 secondary schools in Trinidad: Southern Academy, CUC Secondary, and Bates Memorial High School. Their mission statements may vary a little, but basically it's about the development of the total person. And I see from your clips of what transpired during the year, CUC Secondary School is a fair representative of what we uphold: the development of the head, the heart, and the hand. And I want to commend Mr. Hislop, Mrs. Taylor, and their staff for their hard work in this department. Members of the graduating class, I encourage you, remember the spiritual values to which you've been exposed. I have seen right here you've been exposed to people who went the wrong way. I am talking about the experience you had when you had youths from the St. Michael's School for Boys. Is that it? YTC, excuse me. Right here, telling you all about the mistakes they made, where they went wrong, and begging you not to go in that direction. So you're exposed to good and to bad. You have to choose. May you always choose the right. May you always make a decision that the God whom you were led to serve would approve. And I'm sure that He will bless you tremendously. Move on. You have USC, you have UTC, wherever. Just keep moving on. May God bless you all.
Past Principal, Mrs. Lucille Wilshire. Present Principal, Mrs. Janice Taylor, who unfortunately got ill several months ago. Vice Principal, Mr. Leslie Hislop, who's been carrying the reins of this school so valiantly. All other honorable representatives, graduates, parents, guardians, students, friends, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to know it's a real delight, a personal pleasure and delight of mine to be here to witness this graduation. And you graduates look so well. I would not have liked not to be here. I'm here to represent Dr. Trevor Gardner, President of the University of the Southern Caribbean, who regretfully cannot be here. He really wanted to be, but another appointment has taken him away. And so he's asked me to say a few words of congratulations to you. And I was down with a very strange bug over the last couple of days, but I forced myself to come because I did not want to miss the opportunity. But he certainly wants me to convey his kindest congratulations and regards to all of you graduates. It is a distinct pleasure for me to offer to you the 2006 graduates of the CUC USC Secondary School. Obviously, all of you graduates have come to this point of success because you persevered. And I do like your motto, and I must pause to say how grateful I am and appreciative too of your decorations. Very beautiful indeed. Success is one of the loveliest words in our English lexicon. It means the favorable completion of a specific venture. It was easy for most of you, or many of you, to have dropped out along the way. You simply had to stop trying, stop studying hard, and give up. Instead, in spite of great odds, maybe transportation problems, family insecurities, lack of self-motivation, not wanting to spend time on difficult courses, personal health problems, or physical disabilities, you pressed on from forms 1 through 5 and have come to this point, your high school graduation. This is a significant academic achievement, for it is the bedrock upon which all other higher academic achievements rest. A BA, a BSc, a LLB, MA, MS, PhD, MD, DMin. You could get none of those if you don't have this one. It is an achievement for which you can be truly and justly proud. What is special for you at this high school is the fact that you can continue your studies right here on this campus. Yes, right here at home. Most of what you may ever desire, we can supply by way of both bachelor's and master's degrees. Please check with your vice principal or just stop by our PR or marketing department offices over the press building, and we'll be pleased to share all of these with you. We will be both pleased and proud to share with you our brochures and application packages for our higher education programs. But for right now, because we're asked to be very brief, on behalf of our president, Dr. Trevor George Gardner, the university's administration, faculty, and staff of the University of the Southern Caribbean, USC, I congratulate you most heartily, the graduating class of 2006. And remember, if you forget everything else in your life, remember that lovely little motto that you have. Remember that success is attained only if you try. Goodbye.
First, I say special good morning to Madam Principal, Mrs. Taylor, Vice Principal, Mr. Hislop, members of the school board, representative from USC and South Carib, parents, special invited guests, and most of all, the graduating class of 2006. I'm here a little surprised, that I was sent here to represent the PTA Association, and on behalf of the PTA Association, I want to say that, even seconding what Mrs. McGarrell said, I just love that motto up there. And it's just another flap in the wing, this walk here. So continue to keep flapping. Most of all, for some people, it was said once to me that education just taught some people how to make a living. But the great thing, that words that I never forget, that our past president, Mr. Robinson, said, that our moral and spiritual values, never forget that, because of our lack in moral and spiritual values, this is what is happening in the country today when we look around and we see the kind of problems facing with our children. And today I just want to tell you, young people, that as you continue to strive for excellence, never forget your moral and spiritual value. Always take it with you wherever you go. So I don't think I have much to say, but continue to flap that wings, because whenever you stop flapping that wing, you will fall. So God bless you all. Take care.
The journey continued, and we had some new members joining us aboard our ship.
I was one of the new crew members. This was a challenging stage, and many were unsure of what path they would choose. So then, our roles became even more important in the steering of their future endeavors. During this period, recreational activities assisted in settling the unsettled, reaching the unreachable, and teaching the somewhat unteachable, and touching the untouchable. So many great things happened during this period. So now, we call upon the graduates to highlight their journey through the third and fourth form. Then, Ms. Shamika John will bring to us a musical item in the form of sign language, a great demonstration of both recreational and spiritual enjoyment at our school.
Good morning to all. Chairman of the school board, Pastor Moses, Mr. Ian Green, Director of Education, South Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, most honored speaker, Mrs. Lucille Wilshire, immediate past principal of Caribbean Union College Secondary, our dear principal, Mrs. Janice Taylor, acting principal, Mr. Leslie Hislop, and other members of staff, president of the Parent-Teacher Association, specially invited guests, worthy parents, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my pleasure to reminisce on the third form experience of the class of 2006 here at Caribbean Union College Secondary. The year 2003-2004 would go down in history as the year that required most adjustments. It all started with the departure of our beloved friends, Sean, Ariel, and Jenna, just to name a few. Their departure had a strong impact on most students, especially the Form 3C class. However, the rapidity with which the incoming students got into the swing of things in time made some students realize that they needed to make new friends and new best friends. Our Form 3 year was filled with challenges, because it was at this point in time we will make the transition from noisy junior school children to be formally known as the upper school. Since we will be looked up to by the lower school, we had to be good role models. At the end of Form 3 meant that we had to attain to certain levels of maturity and it was in this area that the roads got really rugged. It was in Form 3 that we had to make specific adjustments with our new math teacher, Miss Copeland. Her introduction to the class went something like this. Good morning, Tracy. I am Miss Copeland, your new maths teacher. A student then asked, Miss Copeland? She then went to the board and write, Cope in the land, Copeland. However you guys want to say it, I am accustomed to people doing this. During our third form year, Miss Copeland did not only teach us math, but introduced a new activity, the drama club. We all grew to love and understand her. We will miss you, Miss Copeland. One activity that will stand out in our mind is the Save the Environment exercise. We had to clean our surroundings, repaint our classrooms, scrub the dirty walls and steps of our school. I can vividly remember that day. On that occasion, Aristotle and some of the other boys of Form 3B experienced a measure of sex exchange. They donned the girls' uniform while the girls paraded about in the boys' uniform. But what was most ironic about the Save the Environment exercise, that it turned out into a water fight. Can anything purposely be expected of Form 3 boys? Our ex-Bible teacher, presently Pastor Courtney Francois, made our Form 3 experience extremely fantastic. He introduced an innovative approach to the studying of the subject Bible. His practical approach engaged the entire school in several Bible competitions. We had an art and craft exhibition called My Gift to Him, had a career exposition, Get Your Praise On Concerts, Volume 1 and 2. Pastor Francois definitely knew how to energize a song service at chapel time. He would put his all into it to make sure that the entire school participated in the exercise. If it was the song service that qualified a blessing, he made sure that every student got one. His departure had indeed left a void. Even though the students tried to maintain this new learning to the study of the Bible, unfortunately, it was not the same without Mr. Francois. As we can clearly see now, Form 3 set the pace for the rest of our learning experience at Caribbean Union College Secondary. Form 3 marked the point from where we would get serious and work hard. The fun we had and relationships we have established with one another will be greatly missed. My wish is that the Lord will keep the love and unity forever with us. Thank you.
A very pleasant good morning to our beloved parents, guardians, invited guests, teachers, and to my fellow classmates of the graduating classes. My name is Anna Connell, and I'm here to talk about our fourth form year at Caribbean Union College Secondary School. That year was one which, I must say, involved the making of many decisions and friendships. These decisions help us to decide what we wanted to do in the future. That is, getting ourselves ready for the life after secondary school. That year was also our sincere effort at reaching others in the other two fourth form classes. As my classmates would agree, we in Form 5B are like a close-knit family, so before our fourth form year, we really didn't see the need to make friends outside of our class family. However, that changed as we matured and interacted with some incredibly wonderful students of Forms 4A and 4C, such as Nicole Nichols and Zenora Muhammad and many, many others. That was also the year when you, our beloved principal, Mrs. Janice Taylor, fell ill. Thank God you're much better and can be with us here today. However, we missed you, especially when you would habitually walk down the hallways shaking your bunch of keys. That heralded your presence, notifying us that it was time to scamper to our seats, keep quiet, and pretend to be studious. Thank you, Ms. Taylor, for being here today. I learned also that life doesn't always go as planned, but rather, life happens whilst one is busy planning. Adding to the development that we had already attained in our earlier years, we further learned to be more responsible. This became a reality with the demand for our school to complete school-based assessment projects, better known as SBAs. We had to operate under pressure, and we learned to be team players. We didn't see the high demand for the demand of SBA projects as something bad, but rather as a stepping stone, equipping and getting us ready for the world of work. In a nutshell, our fourth form year was simply fantastic. We had our ups and downs, but that's what made it memorable and worthwhile. I cannot close, however, without taking this opportunity to say that we were blessed with some cool teachers who played important roles in our development. All that we have learned, we will take with us throughout our lives. Thank you, teachers. I do feel privileged to have attended this institution for the entire 5 years. I cemented many friendships, especially with two brilliant young men, whom I would definitely never forget and whose friendship I will always cherish. Stefan Carrera, Fat Boy, and Alim Garcia, aka Eagle Brain. My fellow classmates, I will always love you. I say to you all, peace, love, and soul. Say yes to winning souls. I say to you all, thank you very much. God bless.
But time will heal. Heavy the load, the cross I bear. Lonely the road I trod, I dare. Shaken, but here I stand. above all my eyes can see. Knowing God is able to strengthen me, to strengthen me, yet still I rise, never to give up, oh, never to give in against all odds, yet still I rise high above the clouds. At times I feel low, yet still I need to know which way to go, yet still at times I feel low, yet still
The end of the journey.
Some have waited with bated breath, but others have dreaded this day from the very beginning. We have shared many special moments. Some of them include our lively morning worship, where my gentlemen blessed my heart so richly with their beautiful singing.
Our form room experiences, where your mommy, Mrs. Hislop, and I would spend time telling you the rights and the wrong, only to come back on a Thursday and find out somebody was suspended.
Our chats about life after high school, good mates for the future, and any future endeavors that you may want to do. Those great, insightful talks.
Our very productive student council meetings, and I want to congratulate our outgoing president, Jamie Hector, for the wonderful job that she has done.
Our encounter with flour, toothpaste, chips, Milo, feet at retreat.
Our end of year school trips to Long Circular Mall, Military Museum, San Fernando Hill, to name a few.
And lastly, our big up sessions at chapel, which we will have one of right now. So birthday greetings go out to Calicia Bartholomew, whose birthday is today, and Luke, whose birthday is today too, right? And Nikisha Gulsair, whose birthday is tomorrow.
So now, as we face a bittersweet moment in our lives, we wish you love, we wish you God's guidance and His protection for a successful future.
So as you dock onto the world's shores and disembark the SSCUC Secondary School, let us remind you that you are all indelibly engraved in our minds forever, and that you will never be forgotten. So, we call on our fifth form representative to speak about the fifth form year.
Good morning. Mr. Madam Chairperson, representative of the Ministry of Education, representative of South Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, chairman of the school board, other distinguished guests, Mr. Principal, teachers, parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to speak on behalf of the graduating fifth form class with respect to our last school year at CUC Secondary School. Form 5 was certainly one of the most educational, informative, rewarding, emotional, and successful years for us as students. However, I can stand here today and say that it was all worth it. It all began when we got to school on the 3rd of September 2005 and discovered that this was the beginning of our final year at this illustrious institution, Caribbean Union College Secondary School. We began doing our final preparations for the CXC examinations, and our teachers guided us toward the completion of our SBAs. It was at this time that we began to realize how serious we had to become with our schoolwork. We commenced the second term with what everyone can agree was an animated and entertaining retreat. I am certain that for almost all the graduates here, this was the most enjoyable part of our Form 5 residency. The guys got to take a sweat with the male teachers, which felt like a World Cup final. And the girls mushed the female teachers, with Miss Copeland at one point being the center of attention when she awoke from her slumber with a well-painted, mask-like face which gave her a brand new, one-of-a-kind look. At retreats, we also enjoyed an evening of elegance, which included a dinner held in our honor. And for most of us, it was the first time we saw each other in formal way. Kamani and Debbie won Best Dressed Male and Female respectively on the night. We enjoyed that event so much that we did not want to leave Victory Heights, where the retreat was held. We also celebrated another achievement when Form 5A won the BFL, the Bible Football League, a competition highly compared to the World Cup. Yes, people, the World Cup. With each class sending their best team of footballers to the Lions Den of the school. Although Form 5C, with stars such as Solo, Bolo, Travis and myself, to name a few, were dubbed the favorites to walk home with first prize, 5A did the job instead, with other stars like Bing, Baka, and Isaiah. We applauded the lads. Other outstanding events that we will never forget include when Travis Boynes beat Chad Martinez in a 100-meter dash at the annual Inter-House Sports Meeting. This certainly surprised a lot of people. Additionally, some guys were given the privilege of driving teachers' vehicles, and various class outings and limes were also memorable. The annual week of prayer was certainly one of the most cherished memories that the graduates will take with us. Let me say that word. The annual week of prayer was certainly one of the most cherished memories that we, the graduates, will take with us. Many of us committed and recommitted our lives to the Lord Jesus Christ. Finally, at the very end, when we all sat at our respective desks to write or rewrite our exams, we realized that we were truly about to move on. This brought mixed feelings to all. For all of us, Form 5 was a time to mature. It was a stepping stone experience, and by God's grace and miracle working power, I know my colleagues and I will do well in the end. I leave you, my fellow graduates, with this quotation written by Audrey Jean Roberts, and I quote, "Lord, help me look back and see how much you have done, so my faith will grow stronger for what is yet to come." Thank you, and God bless.
You know, it's a privilege to sit here today and to listen to the oratorical skills of some of these students. I never knew that some of them were so good. I really did not. And it really is a pleasure. And I want to take this opportunity to introduce some very important people. We have the teachers. We have been hearing about the teachers for the entire day. I want to ask all members of staff of CUC Secondary School to stand, please. All members of staff. I know most of them are here, but I'm seeing one or two sitting around. All members of staff, CUC Secondary School, please stand. Thank you very much. These are the dedicated, hardworking teachers who come here every day and put out their best to ensure that your students did well. I want to invite the auxiliary staff to stand. I mean, a school cannot function without Miss Bruno, Miss Dowden, Mr. Joseph, Miss Patsy. I don't know if Patsy is here. Mrs. Morris unfortunately had an accident, was involved in an accident a couple of weeks ago, so she's not here today. But I want to invite the auxiliary staff to stand. I mean, what is CUC without my dear administrative assistant and the guard lady, as Mrs. Dowden, our security officer, is fondly called. Mr. Joseph is somewhere around. I saw him earlier. He's to the back there. All right. And you know, I thought that Desi would have mentioned it just now, but there are some individuals who come into the lives of our students for about 2 months every year. We have had some of these people serving here for a couple of years. So they have become part of the family. They have become part of the family. And, I'm seeing Patsy to the back there now. I was looking for earlier, but I'm now seeing her to the back there, our cafeteria attendant. Right? Many of the times when you really need to get something to eat, that's the only place you could really find something. All right? When all the box lunch finish, and some of the 5C guys would know what I'm talking about. All right? All right, yeah, but we had some and interestingly enough, they are all ladies who would come into the lives of the students just for about 2 months every year. I want to invite our supervisors for CXC examinations. I'm seeing them sitting there together to stand, please. They are part of our family because they have been here with us for so long. Thank you very much, Mrs. Mitchell and your crew. You know, the next person who will speak is no stranger to this compound. And I was just thinking to myself, you know, when was the last time we have had so many principals in one place for one school? We have past principal, current principal, acting principal in one place. And I mean, it just goes to show that you are a bunch of students who people go all out to be here for you. And I will not say anything much more than the feature address speaker for today is the immediate past principal of Caribbean Union College Secondary School. I first met her in 1995 when I was asked to teach integrated science. That was when we just had the merger of Andrews and CUC. And that was the first time I met her. My first impression is not the impression I have of her after I got to know her very well. She has become a dear friend of mine over the years. It is my privilege this morning to introduce this afternoon, to introduce our speaker, featured guest speaker for today, Mrs. Lucille Wilshire.
The school board members, those who are here. We also have people from the South Caribbean Conference, especially those in education. We have Mr. Dyer, who is a supervisor. The University of the Southern Caribbean, Dr. McGarrell, who is the Vice President of Administration. Our PTA members, Principal, Mrs. Taylor, I'm so glad to see you. And the acting principal, Mr. Hislop, parents, teachers, guardians, special invited guests, and also the graduating class of 206. I cannot tell you how happy I am. I've been sitting up here and talking to Mr. Hislop and asking him all kinds of questions about the school. First thing, when I came in this morning, this place was so beautiful. And I think we should really clap to the people. And when I saw it, it reminded me that every school, you know, you don't have this sort of thing that people will take time out in order to decorate for you. And when I was asked to come, and Mrs. Hislop called me and asked me to come, I said yes immediately, because I really wanted to see what the school was like. And I sometimes, you know, when I am traveling, I see the students from Caribbean Union College, and I'm always so proud, you know, because they wear their uniform so well. Really, really, and you must clap, because I see that. It isn't every school that they would wear their uniform so well and be so proud of it. And I am very happy when I came here and I heard this beautiful music. You know, it made me feel so happy. And I look into the audience and I see all the parents, you know, who are here with you to welcome you this morning. And you couldn't imagine how happy I am. Really happy to see that when I left the school 6 years ago, and how the school has grown and it has prospered, and so much good there is in this school. And you know, it's a pleasure to be invited to your graduation ceremony. 6 years ago, when I was standing here, I'd be standing here and I had no names of all the people. I remember I could stand right here and call the name of somebody all the way at the back who was misbehaving. But today, I can't do that. But I stand before you fond of the memories of the school that I love dearly. I always remember that when I retired and I went home, I didn't miss my desk. You know, you never miss the desk, and Mrs. Taylor could understand because it has so much work. But I sure miss the children and the teachers. I really miss them. And it was this overpowering feeling that I would get to come and see how you were. But I didn't, because I wanted Mrs. Taylor to really make a mark on the school. And so I didn't come. And so this morning, one of my favorite expressions when I was principal was, I believe in excellence. And I do believe that success and excellence are bedfellows. It is my pleasure to talk to you about true success. Today, you are at the threshold of a new beginning. Before you, there's a door, and you have to pass through into a brave new world. Momentous times are before you. There are challenges to face, obstacles to surmount, bridges to cross. True love around the corner. I know a lot of you want a little love, but there's true love for you around the corner. There is a glorious tomorrow. Many of us are attracted by the materialistic things which societal standards represent, and we measure our self-worth by the indicators of success, such as the size of our house that may have a swimming pool, or it could be an expensive car or boat. Other indicators of success may be the brands that you wear, such as Gucci and Prada, or even the latest cell phone. All these accoutrements are the outward signs of success. I noticed that you have there like a baby eagle learning to fly. Success is attained if you try. Now this morning, it isn't a matter, I don't see anybody here in CUC, somebody who's been here for 5 years, 1 year, 2 years. I don't see anybody wondering about the if part, that you're going to have success. This is what I expect of all of you. I observe that many persons who are pursuing a so-called successful life, they feel that the only way to success is to increase speed, to get stronger, be more competitive, think more clearly, plan longer, have visionary strategy. In addition to those who write books on becoming successful, suggest that hiring people with skills that are needed will guarantee the success of an organization. Many believe that if they get up early, make work a priority, and forget the sentimental, bothersome issues of marriage, family, and religion, then certainly success would come your way. That is what people think success is. A big house, a big car, fancy clothes, going on expensive holidays. People feel that those things are success. But I can tell you this, that is not success. Success is more than that. And this is what I would like to talk to you about this afternoon, about what it's like to be successful. The first ingredient to being successful is further education. You know, you got to be a lifelong learner. You know, I am still a lifelong learner. I don't do academic things now, but I learn. I go down to the community and learn dress construction, how I can construct, so how I can construct and make a dress. I don't mean I'm going to be a seamstress, but at least I would have the ways and the means whereby I can make one. So the first ingredient is education. And I want you today further education is free. And you know, for many, many people sitting inside of here, further education was not free. You had to have money. And today you don't need any money to pay for your tuition. So grab the opportunities and practice delayed gratification. Now, delayed gratification is, I know that many of you all want to, as soon as you leave school, you want to get a little job, and therefore you want to buy fancy clothes, and you have plenty bling bling, and go to parties, and that sort of thing. But that is not it. You are supposed to delay that gratification. What you need to do is to stop and study, and to study hard. And I wouldn't like to think that anybody here would not want to go on to further education. Don't allow yourself to be mesmerized by persons who promise you can make easy money, quick easy money, by selling or trafficking drugs or accepting bribes. Instead, lay hold of the opportunity that the government gives you. For the academically inclined, I heard them, many of the people who came up giving you greetings, they talked about you can go to UE, you go to USC, or you can go to UTT, For those who are technically inclined, you can go to John D. Or you can join MUST program or HYPE or MyLot or MyPath. All of these programs have a stipend attached. And that is something that did not exist before. So they give you money to go to school. Not a lot of money, but sure enough to pay your transport, and maybe you can get some lunch, and if you're thrifty, you can save some to buy something. Success comes by recognizing opportunities and grasping them. Success comes by recognizing opportunities and grasping them. I have read the writings of the female visionary who said, the true education is a harmonious development of the physical and spiritual faculties. She was called E.G. White. She said the highest human thought can reach is God's ideal for his children. Remember, you are special, and God has a divine purpose for your life. However, you must prepare to fulfill that purpose by becoming a well-rounded individual, an individual that develops the spirit, the body, and the mind, so that anything out there is yours and you can grab it. Now, there's a story told of a young man who rushed into a gas station and to use the payphone to phone his boss. While he spoke on the phone, the manager of the gas station listened to his conversation, which went like this. Sir, could you use a hard-working, honest young man to work for you? There was a pause. And then the young man spoke. Oh, you already have a trustworthy, diligent young man. Oh, well, thank you anyway. The boy hung up the phone. Appearing, and he walked off being very happy. And the eavesdropping manager of the gas station asked, how can you be so happy? How can you be so happy? And the young man said, I was just checking on my job. Can the same be said about you? That true success comes through operating with integrity. According to the Chambers Dictionary, integrity refers to honesty and having high moral standards. So each one of you must have integrity. In this world, the majority scoff at moral standards. Responsibility is a bad word, and respect and loyalty seems to have been buried. However, today, I challenge you to be responsible citizens of your country. I challenge you to be loyal and respectful, to inculcate positive values, to help the weak, the innocent, the old, and the oppressed. I promise you that if you walk in integrity, you will not stumble. God will give you wisdom and provide a shield of protection. God will cause you to rise far above what you ever imagined. And you know, when I left here, I worked for a little while at the Manzanilla High School. And while I was there, I taught them a little song. And the song says this: what is the meaning of integrity? What is the meaning of integrity? It means that I listen to the God in me. It means I will speak of the truth I see. It means you can trust in my honesty. It means you can always count on me. What is the meaning of integrity? It means you can always count on me. So therefore, young people, in order to have success, that people, when they are dealing with you, when people are dealing with young people from CUC, they can really count on them because they are children with integrity. As you embark on your journey through a brave new world, remember that you live on a planet that is turbulent. This unrest that we have here, even here on Trinidad, we must remember that there is always going to be change. You face changes in government, technology, the environment, and society. These changes are inevitable and even necessary for progress. Persons who resist change are usually left behind. Many times you are going to people who want to change something and people resist it. What you need to do is to consider the change and before you start marching. You know, in Trinidad, people march for everything. Please, you young people, don't jump onto that bandwagon, because when there's change, you need not always it is something for bad, but it is something for the good. Persons who resist change are usually left behind. A case in point we have here is when we think of Port of Spain. You know, they've been talking about those houses that they have down there, those houses that are dilapidated, and many of the people there, and they are not suitable to live in, and there are so many people who object to them, and they feel that that's the only place that they can live. And it is important to know that those who refuse to get bogged down with the past are those who are pursuing the objectives of the future. Though these people are too involved with getting the job done than being occupied with yesterday. They are alert and realize that change will bring prosperity. So in order to be successful, you've got to accept change. By changing your thinking, you change your beliefs. When you change your beliefs, you change your expectations. When you change your expectations, you change your attitude. And when you change your attitude, you change your behavior. And when you change your behavior, you change your performance. And when you change your performance, you change your life. So I would like all of you all to really remember that change is very important. And besides that, young people, to be successful, you have got to help others. You cannot live alone. You can't live a selfish life. A truly successful person works in a community. This person is generous with his time and his money. You are helpful and you're caring. You have genuine concern for people. You are not a person to keep your mouth shut and your eyes closed with indifference when innocent and the young and the oppressed are victimized. You do not walk on the other side. When the needy reach out to you, you will soften your heart. And when dealing with the fellow men, you do not trample upon your competition. You must have a heart of flesh and not stone. So remember, you must help in your community. And I'm sure you've heard the saying that attitude brings altitude. So you've got to change your attitude. The attitude that you choose is the most important decision that you can make. Attitude refers to how you think. Your thought processes affect your behavior. Every day you must make a conscious decision to think positively. Poisonous thoughts will stymie your quest for success. A positive attitude is more important than education because your success or your failure depends on it. A positive attitude will compensate for a lack of ability and skill. And when your attitude is right, there is no barrier too high, no valley too deep, no dream too extreme, no challenge too great. When your attitude is positive, the world is at your feet and you will be truly successful. I'm going to read that again for you. When your attitude is right, there's no barrier too high, no valley too deep, no dream too extreme, no challenge too great. When your attitude is positive, the world is at your feet and you will be truly successful. And now, I've been talking about all of those things, but then this is a spiritual school. And when you come here, you know that God is here. Yes, it is. And you know, one thing, when I came to this school, there was one thing that I enjoyed and I liked, and that was the chapel sessions. I find it was the best. All the other places I thought they never had any chapel sessions. And I found the chapel sessions was so good. And another thing was the week of prayer. That was also so good. And so we know that this is a spiritual place. And in the Bible, there's an excellent example of a young man who allowed his character to shine. Joseph was sold to some strangers by his brothers who were jealous of him. And these strangers then sold him as a slave in Egypt. Just when he thought things could not get any worse, his boss wife tried to seduce him. And when he refused to sleep with her, she set him up and he went to jail. Things looked very gray, but he had a positive attitude. Eventually, he became the supervisor of the entire prison, even though he was a prisoner himself. Joseph had a special gift to interpret dreams, which he used to help his fellow prisoners in the course of time. The king of Egypt had a dream that no man in the kingdom could interpret except Joseph. Joseph told the king the exact meaning of the dream, and to make a long story short, Joseph was successful. He was honored. He was made the minister of Egypt, prime minister of Egypt. I want to submit to you that in spite of his circumstances, Joseph displayed the right attitude. He did not make excuses. He was diligent regardless of his situation. He used his talents to help others, and he never blamed his siblings or God. Therefore, successful people trust God, cultivate the right attitude, demonstrate diligence, and maintain integrity, while at the same time using their gifts positively to impact the lives of others. Successful people, I'm telling you this, successful people must realize the importance of leading a healthy lifestyle. You know, when you're young like you, so you eat plenty KFC, drink plenty sweet drink. But what I want to point out to you that from now, you must realize that to be successful, you have to lead a healthy life. In the pursuit of happiness, you see many sacrifice their health. In their quest for the so-called almighty dollar, they become workaholics and they don't get enough rest. The stressed existence leads to several health problems such as digestive disorders, mental disorders, high blood pressure. Therefore, your wealth and your money, you spend it on medical bills. And life is about balance. You need to work and you need to play. Now I'm telling you this because it is a real thing that you will live and work, and then when you get old, you're just sick. You have it doesn't matter how much money you have, you're just sick and you just spend it on doctor's bills. And I'm warning you, young people, to look after your health. And finally, the world needs young men and women who will not be bought or sold. Successful men and women who will call sin by its right name, who will do what is right just because it is right and for no other reason. Men and women who will be true and honest as a compass is true to the pole.
I have been missing you guys so much. Last year, I was not able to be here. I sent a video message
It was my intention then that if I had to come on a stretcher, I was coming. But I had some medical tests to do, so I really couldn't be here. But this year, if I had to drive myself, I'm driving now. If I had to drive myself, I was coming. Every face has a story. We've had good times, we've had bad times. But I just wanted to say I have missed you guys. I'm not going to cry yet. God bless you. I hope the results are as good as I expect them to be. And I expect to see the CUC graduation USC graduation with a lot of you being in that class of 4 years from now will be 2010. Make us proud wherever you go. God bless you all.
The 3 cords that some students are wearing, the gold one represents honors. That means that the students who are wearing the gold cords have obtained 5 or more passes in their end of term exams for 4 out of their 5 terms. Right? That's 4th and 5th form. So it's 4 out of the 5 terms passing 5 or more subjects. Then the blue cord represents good citizenship. So that means that they have represented us well. They have worn our uniform correctly. They have, participated in school activities and basically done us proud. And the red cord represents our school prefects who have served us extremely well. These 5th form prefects who are leaving, I know for me, they would be greatly missed. So that's what our cords represent.
Okay, as form teacher for 5A in Form 1 and Form 4 and 5, it has been a special time for me with you. This is the first school in which I taught where I saw a class leave Form 1 and, enter Form 1 and leave in Form 5. Since I taught that this is my 3rd school, it is a special occasion for me. And I don't want to single out anybody, but I always admire Jenna too for her maturity and her honesty and the way in which she was a leader among the students. All right? And also standing next to her, I felt short. Anyway, Form 1 students are always so challenging. They take so much energy from you to teach them, but when they get to Form 5, they are so mature and you feel rewarded for all the hard work that you had to put in with them. And I really, really love you guys. If I never told you, I really love you and I wish you all the best in the future.
And as co-form teacher, I have had 5A from 3A, 4A, and 5A, and it has been such a pleasure to see you all develop into these beautiful people, my gentlemen especially. Andel, Rondell. Right, so you know the rest. My girls, you all have done me so proud. Right, so I'll miss you guys very much. So, will the graduates of Form 5A
please stand. We'd like to ask Mr. Dyer, the school supervisor, to help us with the distribution of certificates. Thank you. In their folders, the students are going to receive their certificate for attendance at secondary school, good citizenship certificates, and a certificate for their consistent efforts in various subjects. Safira Joseph, good citizen, maths, social studies. Jenna Hyde, Good Citizen, Math, English, Bible, Social Studies, POA. June Alexander, Good Citizenship, Math, Chemistry. Trudy Mirage, Good Citizenship, English. Danielle Watson, Good Citizenship, History. Tennille Samuel, Food and Nutrition. Jamila Phillip. Zenora Mohammed, Good Citizenship, English A, Maths, Physics, Electronics, Chemistry, and Biology. Akila Thomas, Good Citizenship, English, Social Studies, Food and Nutrition. Giselle Charles. Pritam Pillai, Good Citizenship. Kimberly Rojas, Good Citizenship, Maths, Bible, POB, Spanish. Ariel Ellis, Good Citizenship. Luke Panovich, Good Citizenship. Ainsley Dionarine, English, Math. Khalid Samuel, Good Citizenship, Agricultural Science. Jesse Joachim. Peter Walker. Anton Elcock, Good Citizenship, Math, Bible, TD, Electronics. David Barker, Good Citizenship, Math, Bible, Agricultural Science. Jade Charles, Good Citizenship, Math, English, Social Studies, Information Technology. Sophia Hippolyte, Good Citizenship, Math, English, Bible, Physics, Chemistry, Biology. Kylan Briggs, Good Citizenship, Math, English, Social Studies, Chemistry, POA, Information Technology. Cheryl Best, Good Citizenship, English, Maths, POB, POA. Shelley Williams, Math, Social Studies. Not here. Daniel Richards, Good Citizenship, English, Information Technology. Corinne Cunin, Good Citizenship, English, Food and Nutrition. Chrisana Kador, Information Technology. Leah Marie Phillips. Andel Sampson, Agricultural Science. Janelle Seeley, English, Agricultural Science. Hassim Ali, Good Citizenship, Mathematics. Joshua Ned, Good Citizenship, Bible, POB. Come up, Jeshurun, quickly. Rondell Ciudad, English History. Rondell De Freitas, English Social Studies, Spanish. Isaiah Patterson, Good Citizenship, English Agricultural Science. Gershom Bing, Agricultural Science. Akia Duke, Good Citizenship, English, Mathematics, Physics, Chemistry, Biology. Dana Sigelnitsky, Good Citizenship, English, Mathematics, Physics, Chemistry, History, Biology. Andreas Defour, Visual Arts. And last but not least, Peter Cador, Social Studies and History. Thank you very much, Form 5A.
Will the students of Form 5A please face the audience, and we usher in a round of applause for them.
Five B. 5B. 5B. Should I say it 5 times for the 5 years? 5B. 5B. Mr. Carter and myself, Mrs. Hislop, we had the unique experience, the challenging experience of steering this 5B class through their whole experience in this school. We took them from Form 1 through Form 5. This is the first time that this has been done. We didn't plan to carry this class right through. We started off with them at Form 1, and then when we got around to choosing the Form 2 form teachers, Mr. Carter and I, we looked at each other and we said, we'll take our class again. At that time, we had Kyle and Che, tiny little fellas, right? I used to refer to them as my cheeky pets, tiny boys. They want to play, they're taller than me now, right? And when they got to around Form 3, that was the difficult stage. We looked at each other, we say, we really want those children again? You know, we were questioning ourselves. We say, what we gonna do, boy? That is with children. We took them again. And when we got to Form 4, it wasn't a question anymore. We wanted them, right? So, those are children. I'm seeing the faces now. I don't know, September, we won't see these faces again, Carter, right? But life goes on, right? I hope along the way, I know I have learned from them. I became close to a lot of them. I trust that they have learned from us. And what they have learned, I trust that it will take them into the future. All right, with no further ado, we'll call the names. 5B, our children, please stand. Oh, I'd like to call on Pastor Moses, chairman of the school board, to assist us, please. Vivian Andrews.
Agri-science.
Anna Cornell.
Good citizenship. English.
Alim Garcia.
English. Agri-science.
Stefan Carrera. Christian King. Kyle Briggs.
English, Agri-science, Information Technology.
Crystal Senthill.
Good citizenship, History, Information Technology, General Biology.
Askala Austin.
Good citizenship, Maths, History.
Andra Norega.
Good Citizenship, Geography.
Sonia Edwards.
Good Citizenship, Bible, Geography.
Jamie Hector.
Good Citizenship, English, Maths, Bible, Principles of Business, Spanish.
Salina Ramuta.
Good Citizenship, English, Maths, Integrated Science, History.
Anika Gomez.
Good Citizenship, English.
Shana Isaac.
Good Citizenship, English, Maths, English B, Food and Nutrition, History.
Yoda Xavier.
Good Citizenship, English, Social Studies, Principles of Business.
Hiram McLean.
Good Citizenship, English, Bible, Building Technology.
Taj de Montrachard. Sherelle Walters.
Good Citizenship, English, History, Information Technology.
Alan Williams.
Good Citizenship, Maths, Physics, Agri-Science, Electronics.
Che Ajoda.
English, Agri-Science, Information Technology.
Italo Green. Anil Liverpool. Mark Copeland. Shelley Sutton.
English.
Stefan Ma.
Good Citizenship, English, Agri-Science, Information Technology.
Felina Daniel.
Good Citizenship, English, Maths, Information Technology.
Jeanille Laforêt.
Good Citizenship.
Stella Grace Bonaparte.
English.
Kivon Van Loo.
Maths.
Wynette MacDonald. Kimani Bishop. Rachel Boudou.
Good Citizenship, English. English.
Anna Naked.
English, Office Administration.
Parents, well-wishers, I present to you the 5B class. Turn so they can see you. You can be seated, 5B.
Okay, 5C. The form teachers for 5C, Camille McEwen Small, myself.
Sharon DeFreitas.
Right, Miss DeFreitas started at Form 5 and I started at Form 3. Right, Form 3. Now, what could I say about 5C? Besides it being challenging, we had a lot of laughs. Of course, we're known for the box lunch crew. We had a little song and everything, right? We also had our yearly pizza lines in class. We did not go on any field trips because I kept asking them where they want to go. And they keep telling me places like they want to go turtle watching, water overnight, no. They want to go Cascadia, water again, no. Then again, they want to go to the beach, water, no. So they finally came up with ASA right. When we called, they said that they only handle groups of 25. So again, no. The Form 5C class, my Form 5C class, all in all were very helpful children.
Oh, yes.
You could ask them to help you with anything and they would willingly, without any problem, say, yes, miss, no problem, where you want this, where you want that. We had a crew from my class that helped us with the PA system. They were very efficient. I just had to say that. Thank you very much. All the PA system people, please stand. We have to, they did it for 2 years, right? And they were very efficient, I must say. I know some of you, you're standing and you weren't there. All right.
Well, I don't have much to say about 5C simply because it was my first time being a form or teacher. But what I could say about that class is that I had to make sure that I speak to them while they were standing, while I was standing and they were sitting. Because if they all stand, they will drink soup on my head. And not just that, most of the guys were like 3 times, twice bigger than me. So that when I walk in class, I would have to make sure that they sit first. But for the short time I've been with them, I want to say that I've really enjoyed their company. I've enjoyed speaking with them. I've enjoyed listening to them. And I've generally enjoyed interacting with them. And at this point, I really want to wish them all God's blessings.
And I'd really like to say that I will miss you all. You were quite positive most of the time. You were quite positive, and we wish you all the best. Yeah, we love you too. All right, Form 5, please, 5C class, please stand. Okay, Kesson Paulson. Who's after him? Avianca's son, she received awards for good citizenship and consistent effort in math, English, Bible, and English B. Karen Guevara, good citizenship, and he received consistent effort for TD and electronics. Angelo O'Neill, he received a good citizenship award and consistent effort in building tech. Josanne Simon, Dexter Thomas receiving special award in integrated science and history. Chris Raymond, Leon Lewis, Jamak Ashton, receiving good citizenship and consistent effort in Bible, Agri, and Anti-Science. Karina Taylor, receiving a good citizenship award. Kiva Chase, receiving good citizenship award and consistent effort in English and math. Japor Plant, receiving consistent effort in English and Agri. Stacia St. Louis, receiving consistent effort in Agri and Bible. Karina Lautu, receiving consistent effort in IT. Debbie Williams, receiving a good citizenship award. Jaden St. Hill, receiving a good citizenship award. Kia Douglas, receiving a good citizenship award and consistent effort in math. Tony Billowin, receiving consistent effort in math. Latoya Reed, receiving consistent effort in math. Antonelia Anthony, receiving a Good Citizenship Award and consistent effort in English, physics, geography, and electronics. Melissa Lewis, Javon Blake, Travis Boynes, receiving consistent effort in building technology. Nicole Nichols, receiving consistent effort in English. Desley Moses, receiving Good Citizenship and consistent effort in English, building tech, TD, and electronics. Jamal Burgess, receiving a Good Citizenship Award and consistent effort in IT. Shima Straker, receiving Good Citizenship, consistent effort in building tech, TD, and electronics. Jonathan Sigelnitsky, receiving Good Citizenship and consistent effort in biology and math. Rondell Charles, Gervais Parks, receiving Good Citizenship and consistent effort in agri and office admin. Hill Emmanuel, receiving Good Citizenship Award and consistent effort in building tech and IT. Nikisha Gulser, receiving a consistent effort in English. Darlene Edwards, receiving Good Citizenship and consistent effort in math, English, social studies, geography, POA, and Inti Science. Shimika John, receiving Good Citizenship and consistent effort in English, maths, physics, English B, chemistry, biology, and Spanish. Tracy Eastman, Ravi Manrakan, receiving award for Good Citizenship and consistent effort for English, math, Bible, Chem, POA, POB, and biology. Kestan Gilal, receiving consistent effort in building technology. Tiffany Bramble, Felicia Bartholomew, receiving consistent effort in English, electronics, and IT. Sherman Dimantrishad, receiving consistent effort in English and building technology. And Sinead Lizama, receiving consistent effort in agri. 5C, please take an about turn. And I invite the crowd to give them a round of applause.
So these special awards are for the most outstanding students in the different subject areas. So we have Antonelia Anthony for additional mathematics, most outstanding student. Kimberly Rojas,
Agricultural Science.
Andreas Dufour,
Art.
Kimberly Rojas also has office administration. Then we have Jonathan Sigelnetsky with biology,
Chemistry, electronics, information technology, physics.
Shamika John,
Biology, mathematics, principles of accounts.
Karan Guevara,
Building Technology, Woods.
J. Charles,
Caribbean History.
Jamie Hector,
EDPA. EDPM.
Crystal St. Hill,
English A.
Shauna Isaac,
English B.
Ascala Austin,
Food and Nutrition. Integrated Science.
Zenora Mohammed,
Geography. And Technical Drawing.
Avianca Sons,
Human and Social Biology.
Ravi Manrakan,
Principles of Business. Spanish.
Cheryl Bess,
Social Studies.
and lastly, Sherman de Montreal.
Technical Drawing.
And at this time, we'd like to call on Mrs. Sharon De Freitas to distribute the prizes for the history quiz.
At this time, I'm going to take this opportunity to give out two very special gifts. Every year, the South Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists will host what we call a heritage quiz. And this year was no exception, of course. And of course, our school entered along with the two other secondary schools that are administered by South Carib, which is Base Memorial and Southern Academy. And of course, all our history students would have done the exam, and then you would have been a short list. Of my short list, there was a further shortlisting, and two of our students went down to compete against the shortlisted students of Bates and Southern Academy. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to say that after the dust was settled and all was said and done, CUC Secondary came out first and second, respectively. And of course, I will not be able to take the credit, so I want to be able to extend congratulations to Mr. McKenna, who is not here, who would have really worked with those students. Mr. McKenna, if you are here, just wave so that we can acknowledge you. Oh yes, I understand you're trying hard to hide to the back. But I want to let you know that your students love you very much, they respect you, and they would have learned a lot from you. And as these two gifts suggest, that you would have done a very good job. At this time, I want to proudly call Jade Charles, who came first, and Sonia Edwards, who came second.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I introduce the president of the Student Association Student Council at Caribbean Union College Secondary School, Miss Jamie Hector.
Mrs. Wilshaw, would you come please? Mrs. Wilshaw, on behalf of the Form 5 graduating class of 2006, we want to thank you for your inspirational words to us with your speech this morning, and we just want to give you this token of appreciation. I can't say little because it's big. So I hope you appreciate it, and we just say thank you.
And I want to say thanks very much to the graduating class.
One of our most challenging tasks in preparing for this day was choosing our valedictorian.
This was so because there were so many great and highly competent students to choose from in our school.
However, though you heard usurps of the life of our students aboard the SSCUC Secondary School, Sophia Hippolyte took the top honor of being voted the 2006 class valedictorian.
So now we will listen attentively as Sophia brings to us the experience of class 2006.
Chairman of the School Board of Caribbean Union College Secondary School, Pastor Leslie Moses, Education Supervisor of South Caribbean Conference, Mr. Lincoln Dyer, Vice President of Administration of the University of Southern Caribbean, Dr. Shirley McGarrell, representatives of Ministry of Education, Honorable Madam Speaker, Mrs. Lucille Wilshire, Principal of Caribbean Union College Secondary School, Mrs. Janice Taylor, Acting Principal of Caribbean Union College Secondary School, Mr. Leslie Hislop, President of the PTA of CUC Secondary School, Mr. Patrick Yearwood, parents, guardians, specially invited guests, fellow classmates, graduating class of 2006. I do consider it a distinct honor to be chosen valedictorian of this exceptional graduating class of 2006. For this, I say thank you. Today, we are gathered to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2006 of Caribbean Union College Secondary School, to once more walk through the vistas of our early years and to reminisce on those experiences that have made us what we are today. On behalf of my fellow classmates, we have made it. We have finally made it. We are graduating from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of regimentation, regulation, and of course, lots of fun. However, more than anything else, today, we want to celebrate and salute our teachers, parents, and all those who have toiled untiringly to make this graduation exercise a reality. Thank you. From the time we entered this institution, you, our teachers, took your responsibility for us seriously. You diligently sought to prepare us for service here in this world and for eternity. You worked religiously to curb our wild, boisterous, raucous behavior to that of refined ladies and gentlemen. I am sure it was a hard task. Mrs. Janice Taylor, our school mother, you did everything possible to make our transition into this institution a pleasant one. We would always remember your warm smiles and your kind words of encouragement. May God richly bless you. To you, Mr. Hislop, our acting principal, you stood beside and pushed us to do our best and encouraged us to raise high the Christian standard of this school. We never doubted your belief in us, and for this we say thank you. To you, our parents, well done. You have taken the task of parenthood with full force. You have stoically stood by our sides. When we were not complimentary, you wiped your tears, licked your hurts, and continued your role as friend, counselor, provider, and encourager. You trusted that we would richly reward your investments in our education and grow up to serve our God, our country, our families, and to respect all of God's creation. For all of this, we say thank you from the depths of our hearts. To you, our extended family members and friends, your encouragement and support have made these years seem to fly by. Thank you for being there. Last but not least, we'd like to say thank you to God for all that He has done. We know that without Him, this day would not have been possible, and to Him we say thank you. We are indeed a privileged class, a class with supporters that gave us the freedom today, the courage to excel, and the belief that we can achieve our best. You have all been there for us with support and care. You had the faith when we doubted ourselves. You have encouraged us to have faith and trust in God. To everyone, we, the class of 2006, say thank you. And now for the last time, we stand together, poised at the very edge of graduation, looking over into the promise of a bright future. Soon each of us will go forth into specific directions. Soon each of us will decide which of the many open doors to enter. Soon we will reveal to the world the morals, values, and standards that our soon-to-be alma mater has instilled in us. As we say goodbye, we will remain joined together in hope and inspiration, all of us sharing one common legacy, all of us proud students of CUC Secondary, all of us members of the 2006 graduating class of this grand institution. Like a baby eagle learning to fly, success is attained only if we try. With great pride, we will try and go forth to prevail. Let us press towards the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Jesus Christ. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
I don't know about the graduates, but this is a moment I have been looking forward to since we began practice. This is your special moment. So Miss Moore is coming for the graduates to render to us their graduation song.
Visions that can change the world, trapped inside an ordinary girl. She looks just like me, too afraid to dream out loud.
Right there, it won't make sense to everybody. You need courage, man, if you're gonna persevere. To fulfill divine purpose, you gotta answer when you're called. So don't be afraid to face the world against all odds.
Every victory comes in time. Work today to change tomorrow. It gets easier. Who's to say that you can fly?
And every step you take, you get closer to your destination. You can feel it now. Don't you know you're almost there? To fulfill divine purpose, you gotta answer when you're called. So don't be afraid to face the world against all odds. Keep the dream alive, don't let it die. There's something deep inside.
I'm looking at all of the students in front of me, and some of they are very presumptuous bunch of young people, because usually at this time, the students are given a charge, and at the end of the charge, the instruction to them will be to move the tassels to the right. But I'm looking at them, and I'm not seeing anyone whose tassel is on the left. That's all right, that's all right, that's all right. I didn't say anything was wrong with that, you know. You just saved me one phrase. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to a higher education. You have the right to pursue your goals, do your best, and be successful. You have the right to live up to your motto, which says perseverance, wisdom, and knowledge equals success. You have the right to press towards the goal for the prize of the upward calling of God in Jesus Christ. The school motto says nihil sine labore, which means nothing without hard work. You would have worked hard, you would have come to this point. I urge you to put God first. Give Him your best in everything you do. I hereby charge you. You can now move your tassels to the right. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates of 2006 of Caribbean Union College Secondary School.
On behalf of the administration and staff of Caribbean Union College Secondary School, I wish to extend heartfelt thanks to a few groups of individuals. To all who contributed towards making the program a success, thank you. To the parents or guardians for giving the school the opportunity to play a part in the development of their children, we say thanks. To the speaker, Mrs. Wilshire, for her pearls of wisdom and insightful words on success, delayed gratification, and integrity, we thank you. The students, for responding favorably to the graduation program, thank you. Thank you to people of the housekeeping departments of the University of Southern Caribbean for assisting us, in getting the chapel ready. Thank you to the University of the Southern Caribbean for allowing us the use of this hall. Thanks to Pastor Daniel and his team for assisting us with the use of the public address system. Special thanks to Bind Print for printing the invitations and the programs. Thank you to the caterers for the refreshments that will be served after the graduation ceremony. Thank you to the decorating team for such a lovely ambience created today. Thank you to the ushers. Finally, thank you to all of you for your demonstration of support to these young people and this school. Thank you.
We are praying. We want to thank you so much, Heavenly Father, for the success of this illustrious graduation ceremony. We want to thank you, God, for the success of these young men and women. We pray, oh God, that you equip them with the gifts, the talents, and that inward motivation necessary to progress intellectually and to also progress as socially responsible citizens of society. We pray, oh God, that you will look over them and that you will guide every aspect of their lives. And may a couple of years down the road, when we look back at the students, we would see great men and women in society. Bless the meal that we are about to partake of. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Seasons everywhere, and I feel
blessings in the air, those seeds that you sown, you're gonna come into your own seasons, walk into your season. Oh, I feel them seasons everywhere. Yes, I do. Said I feel them, your blessings in the air, those seeds that you sown. It's time to come into your own seasons, walk into your season. I believe we're in a time when God's gonna bless the saints, those who have stayed, those who have prayed. He's gonna fulfill the promise he made. For I heard the Spirit say, it's your time, the wait is over. Walk into your season. Thank you, Jesus. Seasons everywhere. Said I feel them. I feel the same. Blessings in the air. Oh, see when you sow, you're gonna come into your own season. Walk into your you throw up your hands and say, I give up. I just can't